Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ESL TV, but more importantly, day 2 of the Intel Extreme Masters. I'm James Toogood, and I'm joined here by Joe Miller, and we're going to be taking away, well, starting off with a bit of Counter-Strike. But just talking about yesterday, Joe, how did that go for you?
Yesterday was fantastic. We saw some amazing games in the group stages, and obviously we saw MTW, which was the story of the day, being knocked out.
Probably read about it.
Yeah, you definitely read about it. It's been all over there. We had interviews with Drew from PoV and also Sunder from NTW. NTW were like, you know, just didn't go our way. We move on. They go to qualifiers in Denmark, and then they go to Dubai. So, and then PoV, of course, will now go through into the playoffs, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But also we had MYM against MIBR in the group stage. MIBR came out on top of that one, and MIBR actually looking very strong now.
Yeah, MIBR were indeed looking strong, and it's going to be some hard matches, obviously, coming up today. Also, later, though, we will be having the World of Warcraft, so if you've tuned in for that, and that's going to be coming later, but we will be talking all about CS. Once again, my favourite topic. I know yours. So, actually, yesterday we had some really kind of intense groups, actually, and we can actually, hopefully, we can get a little bit of an overlay, and we can just talk through the groups and actually just give you a little recap of what happened and who's actually qualified. If we can just get that up on screen as I keep spinning around looking at my plasma. But I mean, performances yesterday, who did a good job for you?
There were a few teams. Obviously, Fnatic had a close one against X3O. X3O, again, were fantastic in my opinion. They could go a little bit further than people are expecting them to in the playoffs. Fnatic, again, they came out top of the group, which was kind of expected anyway. SK, again, beat EG 17-13.
Yep.
So things were looking good for most of the teams that we expected to do well yesterday. So I think only really the MTW losing to PoV was that was the shock of the day. There were some other good games, like we say, Gameplay against MTW, where Gameplay won that one on train.
Gameplay looking kind of the strongest for me, actually, you know, into this tournament. I know MTW probably weren't having a great, obviously not having a great day yesterday, but, you know, whether or not, you know, because they just say they got outplayed by the Gameplay as a team. So that was interesting to see how well they did. But, I mean, if we can actually, can we get the groups up, guys? And just have so we can have a quick look of just give a rundown of actually who came through top and second. So there we go. This is going to be Group A, and that was what we consider one of the more easier groups, actually. And Fnatic, as you can see, cleaned that one up with 3 straight wins, and X3O, as predicted, came through second. So they're going to be the 2 teams qualifying. And what do you think of X3O's chances as an American team, Joe?
Well, X3O probably looking like the strongest American team we've seen so far in this tournament. They are actually going to be playing SK in the first playoff bracket, in the first playoff round, upper bracket round 1. The thing, the playoffs are still best of 1, so that can again lead to lots of upsets. You know, if X3O can pull off SK's weakest map and come into that one with some confidence, then I actually think that SK could be upset by X3O.
Well, I mean, that would be a shock, actually. But X3O did play pretty close to Fnatic, but that could also, you know, some people are saying that Fnatic aren't on form after following that kind of DreamHack performance. Yeah. So it might not be a true sign of how good X3O were, but the kind of maybe Fnatic aren't looking to take this tournament. But, you know, with any kind of CS tournament, with every game that, you know, each individual day, you know, can almost produce a new kind of team in essence. You can come and have a bad day and then have a good day. So maybe we're just going to have a look over at Group B and see what happened over at Group B.
Yeah, so Group B again was one of the harder groups. Group B and Group D were the hard ones. So Gameplay, obviously the old Roccat team, Paragon and Virtue, MTW and Vio. And this is where we saw the shock. Obviously, Gameplay played 3-1-3, easily topped their group. But then PoV, you know, they beat Vio and MTW, which sent MTW home early in this one. And PoV will go through as the second place team to play MIBR in the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, so Gameplay then looking very strong coming out group, and obviously PoV are going to be going through. Whoever gets them in the playoffs might be kind of almost happy that they're meeting PoV instead of MTW.
Yeah,
but you know, I mean, that's the general consensus of the kind of feeling that's out there in LA at the moment. But I mean, we could just go over to Group C and have a look at who came through top of that group. And obviously that was SK Gaming. And this is also considered the easier group with the Fnatic group, which was Group A. And second that came through was EG. And they played pretty close to SK in half the game, sorry.
Yeah.
But I didn't do so well earlier.
Yeah, I mean, EG, again, are a strong team. They didn't quite make the mark against SK, but, you know, either way, they finished second in the group, so they'll go through. They're actually playing Fnatic in the first rounds of the playoffs. So, again, not an easy game for them to go into, but they knew that if they got through to the playoffs, the likelihood of them having an easy game was 0.
But they're more of a, I mean, when we talk about X3O and EG, obviously X3O from America have been, you know, recently better, but then, you know, Team EG are kind of more of an international experienced team.
Yeah.
So they're going to, you know, hopefully, for their sakes, fear less the Europeans. So, you know, hopefully that kind of confidence going up against Fnatic could help them entirely in there. So the last group then, just give you a recap on Group D. We'll just have a look at what happened over there.
Yeah, Group D was, again, the other hard group, mibr, MYM, Mob Gaming, and Mug and Mouse. Mug and Mouse having a bit of a tough time over that one, and they obviously lost all their games. Mob Gaming beat Mug and Mouse, but then struggled against MYM and mibr. And then the two teams that went through, obviously mibr and MYM. That game was actually a really, really good one, but mibr just looking very, very strong. And a lot of people saying, you know, mibr are going to be the favourites now going into the second day, and they think that they're going to be, you know, looking to move straight through the upper bracket and take away.
I just felt with that game that mibr were just completely predicting MIM at every single kind of push tactic, and it was almost like MIM were, you know, AIM kind of seemed better, but mibr were always, you know, one step ahead, and that's so important in the CS, and it kind of pulled them through. So if they've kind of got that, you know, knowledge or tactical knowledge maybe that they can bring into the second day in the playoffs, they should be a top contender, mibr, and that's also was one of the hardest groups. So actually that brings us then up to date. 8 have qualified through for the playoffs. So let's have a look at the playoffs and just give you a rundown of who's going to be coming up against who today.
Yeah, so at the top of the bracket, it's going to be Fnatic against EG. Again, Fnatic winning Group A, EG second in Group C. Then we have MYM against Gameplay, which is probably the game of the round, if you like, there. MYM struggled a little bit, like Jay said, against mibr, but Gameplay looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, they've always been a team that's really solid, and I honestly think that they can go a long way in this one, but this will probably be their biggest test so far in the tournament. Then we have SK against X3O, so the American teams both together on the lower side of the bracket. And then we have PoV, the underdogs of the tournament, if you like, that came in a hard group and managed to push MTW out. They'll be going up against Made in Brazil, mibr. And again, not an easy game for them, but I think that the pressure's off now. It's not been an easy draw for them either way. They were in Group D.
That's what I'm thinking as well. When I just look at that, it's like the Swedish teams had the easier groups going into this. And actually, when they made the playoffs, they also met the second place from the other Swedish teams' easy group. So it seems that, you know, mibr, MIM, you know, and Gameplay now had the hard group, and then they had the hard first playoff round. So it's kind of, you know, very tricky bit. But did you say that Fnatic and SK are both in the lower bracket as well, with not lower bracket, but the lower half?
No,
is that going to be the case?
The top half of the bracket is the winner of EG and Fnatic against the winner of Gameplay and MYM. So that could set us up, you know, Fnatic, MYM, Fnatic, Gameplay. I'd imagine that's what we're going to see.
So on paper then, actually, you could almost say that the upper bracket of this tournament is actually slightly harder. Obviously, it's going to be double elim.
Yeah,
so everyone's got a chance to come back, but still to progress as quickly as you can to the grand final spot, which is obviously what you want. The top half looks a little bit weightier on the skill.
Well, down in the other half, obviously, X3O against SK, and then PoV against mibr. So the winner of those two teams will go and play each other, which on paper you would say SK and mibr, but you never know how that's going to work out. As you say, it's going to be double elimination, but it is best of 1 as well rather than 3, which kind of not spoils the game, but it makes it a little bit more random, which means that shocks can happen.
Yeah, and we've seen one of those already in this tournament. So I mean, but these top teams obviously are going to be prepared on all maps. So I mean, it shouldn't really have a shock. But obviously, a bad start, depending how they feel today, could obviously be a factor in all this as well. So that brings us up then to our first game of the day here on the Intel Extreme Masters Day 2, and that is going to be
X3O versus SK. So I mean, we're going to be here again until 5:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Once again, yeah. So
we were very
feeling quite
yesterday.
fresh now, but as we get further into the morning, the jokes will be terrible, and
I will just
we'll
entertain myself on camera
and things like that,
and look as stupid as possible, which is normally the case. But yeah, that was yesterday was like that because we only just flew into Germany, so there was a lot going on and not much sleep, unfortunately, at all.
Yeah, so we will be starting, as I said, with X3O versus SK, and it's going to be Nuke, which is one of those maps, I guess, that you could say that if X3O come out, they take the knife round and they have they win pistol on CT side and they have a good CT side, then SK are going to be feeling the pressure. And like we've said time and time again, really, in this one, the American teams don't have as much pressure on them to perform as the also, Europeans,
With the home soil advantage, I mean, it's a nicer kind of playing environment for America. Not to say that any of these other international teams like mibr, SK, Fnatic, and MIM, unused to flying to America and playing. They've been doing it for so long, but still it has, it's like, it has a different feel about it, and also sometimes it's more of a prestigious feel to actually go over to America and play in these large named tournaments. Actually, there's, not so much pressure, but more of a will to win. Just talking about maybe Fnatic there, their will to win at DreamHack, a huge LAN on their doorstep isn't that big of a will to win tournament for them.
Yeah, of course they're going to be a little bit more up for winning the Extreme Masters in LA rather than DreamHack in the far north of Sweden, because that's just how it goes. That's how motivation works. I mean,
yeah, and also there's $25,000 up for first place. So
and also Fnatic won the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in LA last year as well.
Yeah,
so I guess you could say they're the reigning champions of LA, maybe. No. But either way, you can say that. It doesn't mean it's true, I guess. Well, it is true, but it doesn't mean it's right. Whatever.
It does. I don't think they consider themselves like defending a title in LA. I just think it probably brings back good memories. But then, okay, so we're going to be waiting on these guys kind of getting ready. So I'd imagine they're going to need roughly 10 minutes. But I mean, how do you think it's going to, the tournament playing out, but the players coming in, how do you think it's going to, what would you say a play out would be, ideally in these kind of groups? I mean, who do you think is going to progress in your mind? Well, that was a really long-winded question.
I didn't
understand most of it.
Get the point of that one, but we're there now. So, yeah, I'd say Fnatic to beat EG, then go on to play Gameplay or MYM. Now, that's a really tough one to call. It's going to depend a lot on the map, and it's also going to depend on
if we go on yesterday's
performances,
you would say gameplay.
Yeah, on yesterday's performance, gameplay against MYM, I would say gameplay.
But I wouldn't like to call that now either, versus because...
No, of course. I mean, the players of yesterday was kind of the second day they were in LA, so probably still feeling a bit tired, jet lagged, blah, blah, blah. Today, they know the competition's hotting up. They know that they've got to stay in that winner bracket if they want to keep the chances as good as possible. So I think that game is going to be crazy game.
And hopefully we'll be able to see that game. I know that we're going to be doing the X3O versus SK, but I'd imagine they'll be running almost at the same time. So maybe, hopefully, some nice admins out there will delay that one so we can see that. We'll have to check on that, though.
And then on the other side of the bracket, we have X3O against SK, which we're going to do now. And I think, by all rights, SK should take this one, but X3O, again, can't be counted out. And the final game, PoV against mibr.
Now,
I have to say mibr.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you almost want like one of those kind of fairy tale stories where PoV pull through and do something amazing, but I honestly think it could just be a complete whitewash of a game with mibr just destroying PoV, and I think MTW might be thinking that as well, but we'd have to, I'd imagine they'd, well, I don't even know. Do you think MTW have bothered to turn up at the event today and watch? No?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they're in LA and then they're going to fly home at the end of the tournament, so it's maybe even wiser for them to just forget this tournament completely, chill out in LA in the sunshine and just do a bit of shopping and have fun.
Cool. Yeah, so we're going to go on to Nuke. You know, obviously a slightly more CT-sided map. You've been following a lot more CS than I have, so it means you've watched like a couple of games at least. You know, these kind of teams' performances on Nuke, I mean, how do SK match up? How do X3O match up, if you know enough about either?
Well, I mean, SK are a strong Nuke team. They've always been fairly good on it, fairly competent on it, but I think that the SK should take this one. The new lineup looked very strong yesterday against EG on Train. And again, Zet has come in and he's pretty much on fire. You know, people are saying, oh, he's been away for so long, I don't think he's going to be as good, but he's come back into the team. We saw Wally was on fire with the AWP yesterday as well.
Yeah,
so.
he was. He was shutting down a lot of people. And Zet actually was doing a really good job on you know, in a bomb site yesterday on Train. He was left alone most of the times, and it didn't phase him at all. And you know, positioning and decision making was perfect, followed by great aim. He was always shutting down 2 men, you know, on entrance, and also able to, you know, rotate quickly enough and wait for backup. But I mean, SK were very good doing that, but you know, rotation. But the team I thought was like probably the best of yesterday as far as like rotation decision making was definitely mibr, but we'll be seeing those later. But actually, talking about SK versus X3O, we actually have the player sheets for SK. So let's see if we can get those up. In just in a second, if you watch the back.
So this is SK then, of course, their new lineup. Alan, been in there a while, 19 years old. Looking pretty cool. And then Wally, who's could almost be a still photograph, 21 years old, the AWPer from SK. Ted Paul, the former Fnatic player, 23 years old, was on fire as well yesterday. And we have Zet, the new boy in SK, 21 years old. And of course, the final player, Robin, 23 years old, who again, on the outer bomb site yesterday, just looked absolutely on fire.
So a formidable lineup, and it seems to be working out well for them, but we'll have to see how well at this tournament. I mean, I think X3O is going to be a challenge, but not really a true test. You know, they're going to expect to get through and then, you know, play either mibr or PoV, and that'll be really the true test of what's going on. So so now we know SK, so maybe let's go take a look at the American team of X3O. As I...
Yeah, so X3O then coming through second in their group. Mailer at 22, and cheeky little wave there. The Americans got a bit of personality. Good for nothing, 23 years old as well. He top fragger in a couple of games yesterday. Impulsive, thumbs up from him, 22 years old. And we have Patio John, old school CS player from the US, 22, and again was a big fragger for X3O yesterday. Then we have Ben, who's 20 years old as well. And that concludes the X3O lineup.
Happier to be their team.
Yeah, X3O clearly are happy. You know, SK are all like serious.
SK are well serious, and I think they've got a bit of like a bit of rock star image, yeah, like hi mums and whatever on camera. But I mean, Mailer was obviously AWPing yesterday. He did a really great job. I mean, you know, he was, you know, hitting the shots that he should have been and did fantastically well. If that's, I'm sure that is the correct information if I do remember casting the games. But as you say, Patio John was playing fantastically well for the team. Yeah,
he's a big fragger, and you know, he has been in his other teams as well. And one of the things that I guess sets him above the rest of his team is a little bit, I guess, random, you could say. His play style is not, he doesn't conform to any rules that, you know, you can watch his demo and go, this is how he's going to do every round. He plays a little bit more off the cuff and a bit more, what am I going to do this round, what am I going to do next round.
But also players that can adapt every round, you know, obviously very dangerous. But actually, I just got word in that actually X3O are actually now ready, and SK are making a bit of a huddle right now.
Huddle.
Bit of a emotionless huddle, if we can go by the player sheets. But I mean, huddling, where did that come from first, you think? Because I only have like images of Fnatic doing it, but I'm not sure with Counter-Strike.
You know, it happens in football, it happens in American football.
You realize we're having a whole conversation about guys hugging right now.
Yeah.
So keep going.
I mean, you used to do it when you played Quake, right? 1v1, huddle yourself like that.
So, oh, I've lost another game.
Yeah.
I'd hug a pint down the down the bar after losing. But yeah, so I mean, Obviously, I mean, these kind of team talks as well, I mean, set the pace. But, I mean, who's kind of, would you say, because obviously Spawn was a big influence, probably vocally and, as a role, well, not so much a role model, as a leader. But, I mean, who do you think takes over the SK kind of huddle talks?
Well, SK have got a few quiet players in there.
They're very quiet, actually.
Alan's, Temple's quite a shy guy, if you like. But, then you look at Wally and Robin, both really confident and really well-spoken guys that'll probably fire the team up a lot more than the others.
Yeah, but that's also the thing I believe about the kind of American teams is they have this kind of, a very outgoing personalities as far as it goes. So it's, once they get that kind of rhythm in game, with all their verbal kind of, shouting and cheering, it can make you feel pretty bad to play against if you're actually in a losing situation, which I'm sure PoV were screaming yesterday while they were
I saw some photos actually on the ESL website, which is esl-world.net. And there's a big site with all the coverage from the LA event and interviews and all things like that. There's actually an interview with Sunder up there, which is quite a good watch as well.
He was actually, even talking about his loss, quite, he said like they underperformed, they underestimated, and they just didn't, just didn't play well. Obviously, he seemed very kind of almost not, I wouldn't say gutted, but upset about it. But you've got to just take it on the chin as a professional player. Write it off as one bad tournament, and then ignore it and just carry on. No matter how many threads on the internet of lols there are.
Yeah, and there are always going to be those threads, and the teams themselves know that even a team that's dominated for a year or so can then go to an event and finish last or not even get through the group stages like NTW have done. And you've just got to pick yourselves up. They know they've got the potential. They've won the tournaments before. It's just a case of having a bad weekend, and then you have to just move on and get back on the horse.
Absolutely. So we'll see if, POV can continue their streak later. But also, I mean, X3O got a mountain to climb, in my opinion, and something to prove for themselves and the American teams going up against SK. And, the only thing that they can really hope for, actually got Forrest on the server with X3O now, just asking them what's up. He's quite social, Forrest, isn't he?
Yeah, he likes to join other servers and say, hey, guys, how's it going? How's the hotel room?
Add my Steam account. Yeah. No, I was thinking about when I look at kind of the two Swedish teams of SK and Fnatic, I always find SK always were less approachable for me. It's like, if I was to go up and talk to them for either interviews or, I wouldn't say autographs, but, if people, I'm not saying that at all, but, even though it'd be cool to get autographs, because I could sell them. But stop swearing, Forrest. Yeah, but I mean, Fnatic just seemed a little bit more outgoing and have a bit more team spirit about them.
Yeah, we seem to be losing X3O players, actually.
Oh, should I check the other server for
minute by minute. But yeah, we'll check over on the other server, make sure we're not missing something here. But as we said, the other playoff games going on, EG against Fnatic, Gameplay against MYM. Hoping that that's not going on, because we'd like to cover that one as well. Okay. And then POV against MIBR.
Well, actually, just saying that name, POV versus MIBR, we're actually going to move over to the other server where actually we should actually have the MIBR versus POV game readied quicker than the SK versus X3O. So we're going to be following that for you as our first game.
It's fine by me.
We planned it all. We were just building suspense.
Yeah. So MIBR against POV, let's talk a little bit more in depth about that one. MIBR, obviously, the huge favourites coming into this one. They played absolutely fantastically yesterday. And obviously, POV, they also did a good job. Knocked NTW out of the tournament, complete upset from their point of view, which now leads you to think, can they actually do this?
Well, I mean, they seem to have players that shined quite a lot yesterday, and one of them was Hero. He was opening, rooms and opportunities for his team constantly. He was, he wasn't scared of being first man in. Very good at actually being first man in and hitting those, quick shots. And so, sometimes you feel that, when a player has a good day, if one of your, better players has a great day, then it can almost, secure you wins versus top teams. So he's got to be thinking, okay, yesterday I played brilliantly. Hopefully he's going to have the same kind of confidence to be able to hit those shots today. So we'll see if he has the same mentality.
Yeah, so just waiting for HLTV to catch up here.
It looks like
it's going to be
an Inferno.
Yeah. which is, again, a very even map, the most even-sided map, you could say, in the map pool that we have now. Obviously, mibr looking like, I think it looks live to me.
Live. It does look live.
Again, just waiting for HLTV to catch up, and then we can get straight into it. But it looks like mibr took the pistol round, and on T side as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, not something POV want, but I mean, with pistol rounds versus, I mean, we've seen some teams very, very unlucky constantly with pistol rounds, so to speak. But we'll see how this works out. So actually, I've been caught up, and it looks like you as well. So we're going to get an in-game camera for you then, and then we'll be able to, Joe will take us away in the game of mibr versus POV.
Yeah, so mibr at the moment, as you can see now, seem to be stacking up and getting ready to make a move in onto this banana bomb site. Actually going to grenade straight in there. There is no one in that bomb site from POV. They've all stacked over the other side in the netted bomb site. And it's completely clear from mibr. They can just rush straight in there, get the plant down. And as you can see, POV not even going to bother to rotate just yet. They are literally all inside of that site. We do have Drew making his way across now. So I'll move around to him. Looks like POV went for Deagles in this second round. And could well be rotating around banana side this time. Maybe even just going to hold on to weapons. I mean, they do have all 5 members left from both teams.
It does actually look like they could be holding on to weapons, as they don't want to go towards banana to play against a defensive team with guns. And mibr are obviously moving over towards CT spawn, looking to see if they can clear out. Bombs surely going to go off then very soon. So that's going to be second round to mibr. And, well, you know, POV stacked over at the A bomb site, and it didn't work out for him.
No, I mean, you're going to take a gamble in that situation. They bought Deagles. They went 5-man stack into a netted bomb site, and they didn't come. So keep a hold of the guns, move around, and just keep a hold of it. The next game, by the way, will be NYM versus Gameplay coming up straight after this game.
That's going to be the first round playoff that we're going to be really wanting to see, actually.
Yeah, so 2-0 here to the Brazilians right now. Again, we have Kogu and Bit just moving their way up that banana bomb site.
Yep. Actually, they're going to be meeting a 2-man defense of Savior and Drew. And actually, Kogu has actually got his back turned, actually, to Savior then. And actually, that's going to be an opening kill then for Drew on Kogu. And that could have been important if not Bit actually replied. So Savior's left there, and he's going to have to defend versus 2 now.
Yeah, so mibr are starting to push a little bit heavier on this bomb site. BTT going to shut down MK Pro there as well. And now it's just Hero inside of the banana bomb site. 9 spot the other remaining member over the other side, and 2 quick frags there from mibr, 1 from FNX, 1 from Bit, and that is going to make it 3-0. So now POV are going to be able to afford to buy those M4s, and this is an important round for them now.
Yeah, and it was a nice push out from PoV, though, with the double flash, actually, to get Kogu, but unfortunately, Bit was there to back him up and, you know, put Drew into a corner after taking down Savior, and then just a complete powerhouse 4v2, and mibr were actually going to claim their 3rd round.
Yeah, so Kogu just going to be open up Broadway there, going to come back around to middle, and if he actually peeks around, he might get a glimpse of 9 spot, who is up by the left-hand side. No one peeking from, oh, bad nade there from Kogu.
And actually, it's a 1-man defense, Drew, on B bomb site. And we actually see a kind of 3-man holding center for POV. But this could work out for him, as most of the mibr team are up near carpeted hallways, if you call it that in CS, yeah? Or CS source.
So POV just stacking outside the end of balcony. mibr are going to move up carpeted in a second. They do have 3 men there, 1 just jumping through the grate from apartments. We'll see if mibr are going to go that way. Kogu's still the 1-man down on B side, on the banana bomb side, should I say. BTC going to take down Hero there. Not before MK Pro shut one down as well. There goes 9 spot onto Nak. And BTT and Kogu now here together. Kogu going to go down. Let's stick with BTT. He's going to try and work his way out towards middle here. He's going to have Drew to his immediate left. 9 spots gone straight down the middle there. There goes BTT. Spots one. Drew going to go down. Now makes his way around to that netted bomb site. There are still 2 around there from PoV. BTT just spraying around. 9 spot going to come up the middle here.
Oh, but BTT actually backs off. Perfect timing. But actually, there we go. Not so perfect as 9 spot would have heard him.
Yeah, BTT was loud there, so 9 spot just hung back. Took him down, and that is going to make it 3-1. So mibr having the good start, won the pistol, won the next 2, but PoV making that round count. We're going to watch Hero from the start here, actually, because he is open. I imagine he'll go take a peek down middle as well. And maybe through apartments. mibr taking things slowly here. And Hero is going to be the AWP in carpeted hallways. Not much else going on at the moment from mibr. They are spread thinly down the back. And BTT just making his way up towards blue door. With FNX and Knack there as well. You can see BTT, and Kogu's actually pushed his way a little bit further up the banana walkway. But he's going to come back around towards middle, so let's move it back to BTT, who is just about to peek around. Grenades going out there as well. We'll stick with Hero. He is the defender on those carpeted hallways. Just pulling back now. He knows that he can't get in too close to mibr. Otherwise, there's going to be a little bit of trouble. Flash going out. Hero misses the AWP shot. He's going to take another peek here. Looking down towards the end. One does come out just as he backs away. Unlucky on the timing. But the nades are going to go in there. And PoV are going to try and hold on to this bomb site, which is going to be pushed by mibr. Here comes FNX. MK Pro is going to take down FNX, but mibr starting things off nicely. Savior grabs onto Kogu. BTT grabbing one back as well. So we have now a 3-on-2 in favour of mibr with the bomb down. Savior going to work back through carpeted hallways. Drew at the moment is in library. As the flashes go over the top. Here comes a push, and as he turns his back to stop himself being flashed, Knack going to come in, take him down, and there goes Savior. He just walked up carpeted, trying to get out onto the balcony, but that wasn't going to happen. So 4-1 to mibr, Jay.
Yeah, so I was just checking on the other server to see what games were going on, because apparently the MIM versus gameplay might be happening soon, but actually it's just SK getting ready versus X3O. So I think I'm gonna come back and rejoin you in the mibr.
4-1 then, as you said, mibr winning that last one, and it's going to put PoV in a bit of a sticky situation as far as money goes. They spotted them there just outside apartments. Knack grabs one. MK Pro and Hero going to work before Drew and MK Pro both shut down, but still PoV are inside those apartments. Hero going to be the last one in there as well. Bit coming around from middle. They knew he was probably still hiding in there. Going to pick up a deagle on his way as well. So another round then for mibr. That puts them 5-1 in the lead. And obviously PoV now can afford the guns again and could really do with getting a couple of rounds together.
Well, I mean, if it goes 6-1, they're going to be feeling pretty down about, you know, obviously their current performance in this, especially since yesterday they knocked out one of the favourites of the tournament, MTW. So let's see if they can, well, it's going to be an important round and they're going to need this one. So this is going to be very, very stressful for the team of PoV.
Savior. It's going to be at the end of Banana with Drew there, and they're expecting something over that side. They've got Hero by carpeted on the balcony. MK Pro just outside of that netted bomb site, and then 9 spot watching middle as well. So quite a basic defense here. Kogu going to make a bit of a push for mibr. There is one just around the corner to the right. That's going to be Drew. The grenades are going over the top there. And Drew possibly has taken some damage there. Yeah, only about 8 HP down though. mibr seemingly are going to be pushing their way back around towards the middle and towards the carpeted hallways. And obviously PoV knew that was going to happen. They've rotated Savior all the way around. Kogu up middle then, missing the shot. MK Pro going to back away, going to be rushed here by the looks of things. Drew and Savior coming round. Knack finally going to reply here for mibr. Let's go with BTT, who just jumped out over the balcony into Big Pit. 9 spots around there somewhere with a FAMAS. BTT going to spot him. He just ran inside the library. Bit does have the bomb. BTT spots one in small pit, gets the lovely kill onto Saviour there. Bit, again, he's going to grab one, and then BTT finishes off. So great stuff again from mibr, and they were quite doing the right thing over on Banana. You know, Kogu causing a little bit of a problem, taking a few HP away here and there.
Well, it was PoV that actually started to stack up that Banana with the normal kind of two-man defense, because they were having a lot of trouble with their Kogu early on in the game. But I mean, they rotated around towards A bomb site, predicted it well, had great crossfire with 2 men 9 spot helping middle. But still, you know, you've got a 3-on-2 situation. PoV shouldn't have lost that even with the bomb down.
Yeah, Kogu now is going to push his way up Banana. There are 2 there, and he knows it as well. Grenades going over. Oh, 1 coming rushing down. That was Drew, but Kogu with 2 fantastic kills. FNX with 1 here as well. Hero going to go down. We'll stay with MK Pro, the last man alive for PoV. Going 5v1 on a save round against mibr. Probably not going to happen here. It's not indeed, as Nat comes up middle and takes him out, and that is going to make it 7-1. So mibr, as we said, a lot of people, well, you included, Jay, thought, you know, mibr realistically should run away with this one. That certainly can happen. We saw PoV getting destroyed by gameplay yesterday, even though they didn't knock Nuke out of the map pool, which was not a very good choice.
But I mean, this is what a lot of people would have been saying anyway on the internet. You know, mibr should be running away against a team like PoV. You know, to have this game in the playoffs, it's great for PoV, but they really need to step up. At the moment, they're just kind of proving that, you know, maybe that win versus MTW was all really down to MTW.
That is the possibility there, as well as Kogu again keeps his work over on the Banana bomb site. Grenades going over the top, sparring through the walls. I've got quite a static defense, and it's quite a predictable one that they've been using almost every single round now.
And, as far as, you know, they're not really willing to meet mibr, you know, any kind of cheeky CT pushes. Especially Drew doesn't really want to challenge Kogu whatsoever. So Kogu is able to kind of cause a bit of noise, change direction, and just, you know, Drew has no idea really what's going on in that situation. So now you can see the whole 5-man team of mibr rotating towards A.
Yeah, it's going to be an mibr push onto the netted bomb site. BTT at the front. FNX is going to go down to 9 spot. Kogu going to cover in there. Now will be a good time for this push over balcony. Here comes the grenades, and mibr are going to move out onto this netted bomb site. Fire from Big Pit. Nak's going to go down. Still BTT's looking for the frag. Hero is going to be shut down by Kogu. Lovely shot from Bit as well onto MK Pro. And it's now all up to Drew and Saviour. Bomb going to be planted here from mibr. Saviour in Little Pit at the moment. As the bomb does go down. Lovely headshot from Kogu. Drew going to be in a lot of trouble here as he goes out 1 versus 3 with the bomb down. Spots one in Big Pit. That was Bit. He's going to take him down as well. Now just 2 remaining. BTT and Kogu, the last 2 for the Brazilians. Can Drew pull this one off? Flashes down into Big Pit. He knows there's one down there somewhere. BTT is going to come in from behind and make it 8-1 in favor of mibr. Now, PoV really need to win a round. They need to stop the momentum that mibr have got going, because actually mibr's attacks are all very, very similar. They're not differing much, but PoV just can't seem to adjust to them and get a good defense.
Well, PoV are just looking like the weaker team, and mibr are playing like they're playing a weaker team, which means that PoV are predictably quite defensive. In the sense of with no kind of confidence. The actual opening kill we had that round was from 9 spot, who challenged quite offensively, and that's where they got the opening kill from. So, you know, PoV looking scared, and mibr taking advantage of this.
Yeah, mibr possibly going to go for a banana push this time. If you see, they've got Nak and BTT over by Broadway. Kogu and Bit have both pushed up the banana a little bit. But again, it's going to be the same kind of effect, just try to get some HP away. And it would actually be a good choice for mibr to make a push into banana now, because PoV, obviously on the save, are going to be all stacked.
Same tactics they did last time, but unfortunately didn't work for them. But we'll see if mibr jump into the 5-man fray, which will be PoV's defense on A. And it does actually look like the bomb is going to be heading that way with Bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like mibr are going to be making the push onto this netted bomb site. And again, it will be BTT that is going to be the first one out. Nak probably going to flash out to lead out the attack here. We've got 30 seconds to go. There goes the flashes over the top. And mibr are well inside of this bomb site now. Bit shuts down MK Pro. BTT with a headshot onto Hero. Oh, here comes Savior in 9 spot, though. They managed to grab 3 frags. Well, it wasn't enough, but, you know, on the save, that can often be exactly what you need, you know, just to get those frags.
Well, they picked a defense area, picked the right one, but unfortunately, really good grenades. You know, fair enough, they got 3 kills, but still another round goes in the favor of mibr, who were looking ever closer to have what could be the easiest playoff game of the tournament.
Yeah, it is 9-1 at the moment. Obviously, 5 more rounds left. And PoV really need those 5 if they want to get anything from this game. More grenades going over towards Banana. But again, the main push seems to be headed over towards the netted bomb site. Drew, the only man defending on Banana at the moment, is not going to be called into action just yet. Kogo just dropped the bomb actually down by Broadway. He's going to make a bit of a push with Bit up the Banana. It'd be nice to see mibr actually go for an attack on Banana. It's not something that we've really seen him do apart from the second round, which was actually a round where there was no one in that bomb site anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but Koga as a player, you know, always likes to rotate, you know, maybe behind his team or play the kind of pick player. He's not really, he doesn't seem like a player that really wants to run into situations. So obviously, you know, Drew's having a very boring time over at the B bomb site because of it.
Yeah, boring or not, mibr are 9-1 in the lead. And most probably going to set up for the exact same attack here again. By the looks of things, Bit, BTT, both going up into Carpeted. They've got Knack there with them as well as FNX. And Bit is going to just wait out here for the flashes. Going to go here on 28 seconds. Flashes going out. mibr again jump over the balcony. Spots one there on the box. FNX going to shut down 9 spot. And, 2 from FNX there. Bit picked the one up onto MK Pro. Just 2 left now for PoV. 1 was Savior. The last one's going to be Drew, who's coming through library now. Got 1 frag, but the second not going to be taken. And Kogu has just picked up an up there as well, which will make him a happy man.
Happy indeed, and happy the team with the score. 10-1 then. And it's, you know, honestly, PoV, positionally wise, you know, kind of playing against mibr, always being outnumbered right now and completely outskilled. So kind of maybe showing their true colors, which is very unfortunate because, you know, a lot of people obviously would have liked a second upset, but it doesn't seem to be going that way, Joe.
No, mibr looking rather formidable right now as Kogo again peeking up middle. I've not seen him up yet in this game. I really want to see him up. Very entertaining player to watch. Again, PoV going to be on the save, and again have a 4-man defense inside netted bomb site. That's been brought down to 3 now after those 2 frags, and Drew's going to rotate back around, try and get the defense up around there. And I'm not sure if mibr are going to push that bomb site. It looks like Koga's going to join them around middle. So we will see that initial push from that side. 9 spot actually could be a little bit cheeky here, if a little bit slow. As mibr move their way around, spotting one to the right there. FNX shuts down Drew, and the push is going to come from library side of the netted bomb site. Will PoV be able to handle it? Oh, 2 great headshots there from Savior. 9 spot is going to come around the back. FNX did take down Savior in the bomb site. 9 spot fires off a couple of rounds. Well, MK Pro going to be sniped. Yeah, it's going to be just 9 spot here. Surely not going to be able to do anything. He's going to go up onto Carpeted, and probably just going to be picked straight off there as soon as he appears. Biding his time and thinking, well, not much point. He's just going to wait for someone to hop up there on the boxes and then give him 1 to the head. But FNX is quicker than 9 spot. And 9 spot with a decent idea, just didn't quite execute it. So 11-1 to the Brazilians. They need just 5 more rounds to take the victory here. And to be honest, this is a dominating performance from them.
Yeah, and it's what everyone's really been expecting. So I'm just going to see if I can switch over and see if I can catch the other games maybe starting. Not that I want to call this one early, Joe, but if I went down the bookies, maybe I would bet.
Yeah, so mibr this time seem to be making somewhat of a B push. They do have 3 guys up there. Smoke's going to go out into archers as well. A couple of counter nades there. It looks like MYM and Gameplay getting to the level where they could be almost ready. MK Pro going to shut down Kogu. And that's the opening kill of the round for POV. So that's something that they really needed coming into this round. And as I switch away from Bit, he does get taken out by MK Pro. And mibr possibly need to move quickly here. They are being approached from behind. mibr still stood quite stationary. Savior is going to wait here as the flashes go back down towards Banana. Drew on that side as well as MK Pro in the middle. mibr still have 3 men alive compared to the 5 of POV. There goes Hero. He's going to go down to FNX, but MK Pro is going to grab a frag of his own around middle. And mibr very undecided right now. BTT does have the bomb, which of course will help them when they decide where they're actually going to go. Knack just watching over sniper deck in middle. Savior still in Banana. Drew still in Banana. And MK Pro going to sneak his way up now through the underwalk down towards the middle. Oh, Knack going to shut him down though. BTT's making his move in towards Banana here as well. Knack going to flash over the top. Oh, and as soon as he comes around, Savior ready and waiting. And that's going to be another round to POV. That puts them on 2 now. And finally, they have the opportunity.
Finally, you have to move the red beads across the abacus. But I mean, it was one of the only times that actually they had to defend B, apart from the, actually stacking all A last time. So, mibr being constantly successful at A. They're not really worried about mixing up tactics as such. But actually, just to talk about the other game that we could possibly be casting soon, gameplay are already and waiting on nuke for the opponents of MIM. So maybe that will be starting and we'll switch over to that game. I'm sure mibr will be looking to hit 16 pretty quickly. Yeah,
11-2 it is right now. There's Kogu open up middle. And take a look at Banana. No one there at the moment for POV. So they're still playing their style, our POV. Just managed to get them 2 rounds out of 13. Which obviously is not enough for them on that CT side. MK Pro, and that's one of the things there. They are defending so very, very deep. They're not changing whatsoever. And mibr actually push up quite early on in the round. So just even 1 round, 2 rounds. If PoV sent someone into carpeted, someone into apartments,
yeah, they
could
never
cause a lot of
problems
here. BTT going to go down to MK Pro. It was then spammed through the wall by Bit. And there is going to be a push here onto that netted bomb site. Well, let's stay with Hero because he's going to be the one that tries to catch the jumpers off the bomb pit. But they have rotated around. So the push that mibr were starting to make up towards netted is now going to come in towards Banana. Drew too slow. Knack is just that little bit quicker there, and the remaining 3 from mibr are going to rush straight into Banana bomb site. 9 spot and Savior rotating around. Kogu picks one off. Let's get with Kogu now, who misses his second shot. Going to pull away for the grenade. Hero coming down up the Banana hallway. More smokes and flashes coming out from mibr, wanting to defend this plant. And it's now a 2-on-2. Can POV take a second round in a row? Savior shuts down Knack. And it's now all up to Bit, who is at the back of this bomb site. Going to take down one, but Savior comes in, grabs the frag, and is...
looking for the bomb.
Looking for the bomb. He was actually stood on it.
Oh, God.
Which is... Drew says LOL. And that is going to be the defuse. And again, I get to put another red bead over. 2 in a row for POV. It's now 11-3.
Almost didn't go their way on that 3-on-4 with a nice rotation. They made Drew completely worthless in that game. All 3 of them kind of caught him out. But, I mean, we would just look at the kind of scores. It's actually Hero who was playing great yesterday, and he's not doing so well for his team today with 3 kills and 13 deaths. So not the same player that we saw yesterday, Joe.
No, certainly not. Kogu going to be sniping down middle. There's probably not going to be anyone around there just yet for POV. As we said, they are a very defensive defense team. And
actually, quite offensively now.
Yeah, I mean, they are pushing them just a little bit, but this is possibly not what you would call an aggressive defense anyway. Well, it's more aggressive than we've seen them play so far here. As MK Pro just looking through the vent there in apartments, and now they are going to retreat back into their deep defensive positions inside the pits. And try and hold off a push from mibr. And mibr do have 4 men around there. Kogu's still watching up middle. Let's follow BTT, who's actually the lone man who's moving through apartments now. Oh, and he's going to be shut down through the wall there by Hero. And still, mibr continues push up middle. Hero with 2 before being shut down by by Bit. Kogu going to pick off Drew as well. And it's now a 3-on-2. MK Pro going fantastic there, and that's exactly what POV needed. And it's now all up to Kogu, going up against the 2 top fraggers from POV. Misses with the AWP, is now going to go with the M4. Kogu taking a knock there, but he sprays through the wall to the balcony, and MK Pro goes down. And now Kogu is going to rotate around into that banana bomb site, and it leaves the last player, who is of course Savior for POV, wondering exactly what's going on. And as he looks in carpeted, he's thinking, yeah, I'm going to have to rotate all the way around to that banana site. And Kogu is going to get himself set up here on the defense. So we'll stick with Savior. Kogu is around the back of B. Savior is going to take a peek, just spamming a couple of bullets. Kogu is still around that side. Savior gone around the other way. What's Kogu going to do? He's going to come in from behind. Very cheeky. Good positioning on the bomb plant there. And Savior just hopping around. Can't actually find Kogu right now. And Kogu biding his time perfectly. Savior going to have a look. He misses the shot. Kogu goes back. And a very, very patient and wise play there by Kogu. Just nipping back and forward. And that's going to make it 12-3 in favour of mibr in this first half. And leaves them needing only 4 rounds to take the victory.
Yeah, 4 rounds. So looking to take the pistol as they did last time. That will make it indefinitely easier. But I mean, you know, it's kind of what people had been expecting from mibr, and PoV just looking very much scared. And it was Kogu. As soon as he picked up that AWP, you know, he didn't lose it for a rather long time and was causing all kinds of damage. So, and again, the players from PoV not kind of having the same day as they had yesterday, but mibr playing constantly strong tactically and aim at the moment.
Yep, so we are live in this second half with the pistol round. And obviously POV on the receiving end of a very, very strong mibr T round are now going to have to try and do the same themselves. And at the moment, they don't seem to have picked any sort of position to go with. As you can see, mibr have stacked 2 guys just to the right of middle there, and Hero possibly will come out and see them. We'll stick out with BTT. 9 spots pushing up through carpeted. Well, it looks like Hero could make the move. I mean, if he flashes out there, he's possibly going to be able to hold off this attack. But this looks like a decent push from POV. They do have 2 inside carpeted. Hero going to come around the corner. BTT spots him. Kogu it was that got the shot. Out comes 9spot from the balcony. Grabs 1. Is he going to grab the second? He is going to grab the second. Drew goes down as well. And 9spot, sorry, Drew takes down Kogu as well. The bomb's going to get planted here, and it leaves it all up to Bit now for mibr, who is in middle. Down to 65 HP. Grabs the 1 frag, but not the second. And that gives POV a glimmer of hope now. It's 12-4. They should be able to grab these next 2 kills, but we'll see if they'll be able to put the rounds together that they need to come back into the game as a whole.
Yeah, and it's interesting because most of the teams this tournament have been playing such a better T-sided game. So I obviously don't know why that is, but it seems that every T-side team is just calling better shots and running over a lot of the defensive you know, tactics of the CTs.
Yeah, so mibr at the moment are just stacked up around library. And they're going to wait, hoping for a middle push here. Savior is going to grenade over top there. Drew still down by this the T ramp. Bombs actually still in the terrorist spawn there. MK Pro going to pick one up. And it looks like the main POV push will be coming up carpeted. And mibr not in such a bad position to defend against that one. Hero coming up there as well. mibr definitely trying to hold on. Savior with 2 frags. BTT grabbed 1. But he's going to rotate back around the other side of this bomb site, hoping to catch one out. Hero's going to be there as well. And there are 3 in the bomb site. 9spot, and Hero are going to mop up. And an expected round there from POV. That puts them 2-0 in this second half, and obviously up to 5 rounds now. So 12-5 is the score, Jay. And still a long, long way to go by POV, but this is what they needed to do.
Yeah, it's going to help their confidence tenfold. Even if you're picking up the rounds you should, but with mibr, they could be looking for cheeky kind of deagle saves and stuff like that. So they're still going to be very nervous about claiming these rounds.
Yeah, mibr actually have stacked themselves around the banana bomb site, and they're all going to hang around in there and just hope that POV actually push up that way. They do have a couple of deagles in there as well. Bad flash from Xavier, who has to turn himself around. POV do have a free reign over this netted bomb site now. It's just going to take him a little while to figure that out. With still 1 minute and 18 to go on the clock. Obviously, mibr are going to be trying to hold on.
Yeah, so mibr, all stacked in B. Now we can see the team of PoV slowly edging towards the netted bomb sites, and now suddenly realizing that there's no one here. A bomb plant will surely happen, and Drew's going to be covering banana for any exits, and we can see if the team of POV are going to move in and try and get some of, just claim some kills, really. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks that way. Drew is going to be first man over there. He knows that mibr are probably in that round. Oh, he's going to be shut down, though, by Bit. In comes Xavier at 9 spot, and they're going to clean up here with mibr, surely. Bit is the last one remaining.
Well, that's actually
4 HP, and he's probably not going to survive from this point. No, he's not. Hero comes around from CT Spawn, and that gives the 3 rounds after taking pistol to POV and puts them up to 6-12 now. But this is the big test. mibr now have the guns, and they can do the defense. And this could change the whole game and put it back into the favor of mibr.
Yeah, so POV got a big round to make here, and if they don't, their heads are going to be low. But once their first gun was dropped by Drew, the whole mibr team raced towards it, and unfortunately met the backup of POV. So still a good round for POV there.
Yeah, it looks like PoV are going to be making the push down towards the netted bomb
Kogu's
site.
quite offensive positioned here as well, down banana. So he's going to be kind of cutting out MK Pro, so they can expect to stack a 4-man defense on netted. And once again, I mean, a superior team looking like they could stick in a superior gameplay and actually claim a round away from PoV here.
Yeah, Kogu is going to be watching down banana, and MK Pro wants to hope that he crosses over when Kogu is not looking. Oh, they're going to push 3 men up banana. We'll stick with Kogu. He's seen the flashes coming over. He's going to back away. And taking a little bit of damage there. Somehow he managed to get himself out of there.
24 HP.
And it's going to stay there.
12?
Hold on. 12 maybe? Yeah, down to 12 HP. He was quite lucky to survive from that when he calls in the reinforcements. But still, POV are around middle. They've not rotated and gone fully into banana. They are, as you can see here, still waiting around that middle area. Kogu gonna pick off MK Pro. As then Kogu backs away once again, this time towards Library. Spots another, but Hero ready and waiting. BTT also going to be shut down by Hero. And Hero with a 3rd there onto FNX. And this is a great round from POV. Hero looking for his 4th, but he's not going to get it. And it's now a 2-on-1 situation. Bit is the last man remaining for the Brazilians. He's got 50 HP. And the HE comes and lands right on his head. That's not going to help things. He's down to 5, in fact. And as soon as he comes around the corner, Xavier is ready and waiting, and that's going to bring us back to 12-7.
Yeah, that was really nice move by Hero. As soon as he saw it was Kogu that rotated around towards A, he got the kill. He instantly wanted to kind of, play aggressively, back up, try and get the counter kill. He knew Kogu would have been low, did it, and then took out another 2 frags. So kind of, playing like a... I don't want to say that joke.
Playing like a hero. Good one.
What are you on about? Best one.
So mibr now stacking with
B.
4 again. Yeah, sorry, 5. All 5 of them are in the B side. POV going to be headed over towards the netted bomb site. Obviously slowly, they don't know where mibr are at the moment.
So yeah, mibr are going to be moving down banana. It's going to be MK Pro to defend. You can see Drew rotating also. So a two-man defense.
Get around to this. This is a big push around from mibr as Knack just goes up sniping it, going to get an AK. They've not spotted him up there as well, but finally Saviour is going to grab the frag, and they've done the damage here onto Kogu as well, and that's going to be another round for POV. And we said that we didn't think they had what it took to get back in this game, and it's now they're now up to 8 rounds from the 3 before. So things could still change, but POV again have to keep things moving. And
do we have a buy round now from MIB?
Yeah, we certainly will have a buy round from MIB. Kogu again is going to be watching down Banana, and he's going to be looking to pick things off. And that obviously means that POV are now going to slow their attack right down and keep hold of things here.
I think Nax moved into, actually no, he did move into carpeted hallway. Society wants to back off, so we've got a kind of a sort of 4-man defense on the netted bomb site, and Kogu very happy to sit there and defend the Banana solo. So it'll be up to PoV and see if they can make a good decision and execute this attack well. If they do, the momentum could carry them far.
Yeah, they have all 5 now moved back to middle. Let's find Kogu, because he could be called into action here in a few seconds as they start to push up. Kogu picks off 1. He's going to go for another look. Picks off 2. This is the Kogu we know and love as he drops the flashes down again. Sets up, grabs 3. Brilliant stuff from Kogu. Rotates around into the main site here again. Taking a peek. Bit coming in for a slice of the cake, and he's going to take down 9 spot as well. There is still 1, and Kogu grabs the 4th. And this is exactly why we like to watch Kogu. 4 frags in 1 round on Banana, and it proves why he's still one of the best AWP players in the world.
Yeah, I mean, just having Kogu there singly, I mean, was enough to take down 4. Obviously, nice backup from Bit, but that's going to knock POV's kind of confidence, or maybe even, you know, break their momentum. So let's see what they can make of the next round. Yeah. And actually, looks like they're going for a similar tactic, but a lot quicker.
Yeah, they are going to be making a quick Banana rush this time.
It's going to be a good move, actually. Kogu is holding center.
Yeah, Kogu's nowhere to be seen right now as BTT is going to try and pick up the slack for mibr, though. Hero's going to go down. Flash is going over the top from Drew. And now we see a push into this Banana bomb site. In comes BTT once again. And a second time, sorry, a third one even. We're going to go around to BTT, who is going to be team killed by Bit. And Bit getting a bit overexcited there. Did take down Saviour.
Because BTT was stealing all his frags.
And now it's all up to 9 spot. 4 against 1. Just feeling a little bit lonely there as the smokes get popped in once again. The bomb is going to be down just by the wall there, and he can get around, or not, because Kogu's going to be watching over this push here, and Kogu missing the shots. 9 spot wisely looks over to the other side, going to take down FNX, takes a peek back towards Kogu, who's moved around to the side, and again, great position changing from Kogu, and that's going to win them the round, puts them up to 14-8 now, the score, and as we said, as soon as POV lost a round, they were bound to lose some momentum, and it's allowed mibr to continue.
Okay, so just to give you an update after this game, we will be going over to MIM versus gameplay, but for the moment, Joe, 14-8.
Grenades going in once again from Knack on the Banana carpeted hallways. He's going to pick up the frags here onto 9 spot and MK Pro as well. FNX going to grab 1, 2, and 3, and that was a very quick round from mibr, and that actually puts them now onto game point. And this one more round would push them through into the next round of the playoff, where they will play either X3O or SK, who maybe are even playing right now as we speak. We will obviously keep you updated as much as possible. We'll stick with Kogu, who's pushed up aggressive on the middle. And he's now going to push around to the side. Frag grenade going to go out there as well as he backs away just slightly. He's going to take his peek up. Flash is coming up the middle here. I'm going to stick with Kogu once again. Hero possibly going to make his move now up that middle area as the flash to go down. He's got FNX as Kogu has a bit of backup. POV still with all 5 men remaining. seem to be a little bit undecided. MK Pro and Drew making their way up that banana area, and we're going to see a bit of a rotation now from mibr. They think it's coming in onto banana, but actually POV is still around middle, and they are going to be pushing the netted site now. Knack is still in there. FNX is just rotating, just gone through library, and POV are going to make their push now onto this website. We'll stay with Knack, who, as you can see, is just up by the balcony, expecting one to push around from carpeted hallways. Could do with hearing some footsteps.
Yeah, and as they actually got mibr have 3 men stacked over at B. So PoV with a 5-man attack on netted. Yeah, this could work out really well for them, and hopefully, if they take this, can give them some more momentum.
Yeah, they're moving in now. We're going to stick with Knack. We'll hopefully he'll hear them out there. I don't think he has just yet, and he hasn't heard MK Pro hopping up there. Knack gets headshotted, and again, mibr have to begin rotating around against a 5-man POV team. Probably not going to do that. Just going to set up here for the exit kills. Kogu in the CT spawn. He spots one there. Lovely shot onto Drew once again. And still there are 4 remaining. FNX going to be sat down by T-spawn, and they are just going to hold on to the weapons.
Yeah, going to save. Very, very smart choice to do. I mean, only one, was it 2 more rounds that they need? Or is it 1 more round now? They're on match point, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, hold on to those weapons and see what Kogu and the team can make next round. And Kogu actually taking a weapon away. Oh, and FNX taking another weapon away from 9 spots. So PRV, though claiming the round, losing all the weapons and finance because of it.
Yeah, Kogu still, of course, going to hold on to an AWP here. They just need 115-9 the score at the moment. Still not completely out of reach for POV to put something into overtime. They've got a huge hill to climb. Kogu missing a shot there, going to frag over the top and pull his way back. Well, looks like POV are actually pushing up over the other side. Still MK Pro down the bottom of the banana walkway. As Kogu just hops over. He's seen the grenades coming over. He's going to take a peek here as well. Up onto the box. Super aggressive positioning from Kogu. And he could actually come around the back now because POV have pushed right up middle here, as you can see. They do have all 5 men up there. Bit shuts down Drew. MK Pro going to make his move here as well now as the flashes come in around. Oh, FNX absolutely destroying PoV there, and Knack going to finish things off, and that is going to be the game. 16-9, the final score in favor of mibr. They go through into the next round of the playoffs where they'll meet either X3O or SK. But, you know, the first round was the first half, should I say, was what did it for mibr. Yeah. They were so strong.
I mean, that was absolutely dominating for the confidence of obviously PoV, but really they, you know, still proved taking 9 rounds from mibr, you know, without, you know, with still a bad first half, that they are a top contender. So maybe we'll see them go through further on the lower bracket. But anyway, when we come back, it's going to be Meet Your Makers versus Gameplay. We'll be right back.